Hi and welcome to another tutorial in Python for Intermediate series. In case you haven't watched the last tutorial, please watch it and then continue watching. Alright, now let's jump in and get started. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys how to handle errors in your Python program. So let's start by writing a small program to get the user's year of birth from the terminal. So we define a variable called birth year and set it to int of input year of birth. In the next line, just simply print birth year. Now let's run our program. Now let's enter a year. Press enter. Now the exit code of our program is 0. Exit code 0 means our program terminated successfully and has no errors. But what if we run this program one more time and instead of entering a numerical value, we enter something like ABC? So we get a value error with this message. Basically, what this is telling us is that this string does not contain a valid whole number that can be converted into an integer. Now the exit code of our program is 1, means our program crashed. So we should always anticipate these situations. We don't want to let our entire program crash just because the user entered an invalid value. So instead of having this program crash, we should handle this crash and print a proper error message. And that is what I'm going to show you in this tutorial. So before going any further, look at the type of error here. We get a value error. Now how can we handle these errors? In Python, we have a construct called try except. We use that to handle errors. Let me show you how it works. On the top, we type try colon. So I'm going to move these two lines inside our try block. So now these two lines are a part of our try block. After the try block, we type except. And then we add the type of error that our program may encounter. That is value error. Then we add a colon. And in this block, we can define what should happen if our program encounters an error of type value error. In this case, we want to print a proper error message. So print invalid value. So with this try and except, we are telling Python, hey, go ahead and try running these two lines of code. If you encounter an error of type value error, instead of crashing the program, print this error message on the terminal. So this is how this works. Now more accurately, in programming terms, we refer to this kind of error as an exception. So an exception is the kind of error that crashes our program. So if the user enters an invalid value, then this line of code on line 2 will raise an exception, and on this line we will catch it and print this error message, so our program will no longer crash. Let me show you. So let's go ahead and run this program. Let's say 2004. Everything works like before. Let's run this program and enter ABC. So we get this error message, invalid value. And we can also handle different kinds of error or exceptions. For example, let me write a program here to calculate the remainder. So try colon. In the next line, let's define a variable a to store the first number. So a equals int of input, enter the first number. In the next line, let's define a variable b to store the second number. So b equals int of input, enter the second number. So in the next line, let's define a variable to store the remainder. Remainder equals a mod b. In the next line, let's print the remainder. Print remainder. Now here we have to write an except block. Except value error. Print invalid value. So here let's pass some values and run our program. So everything is working fine. Let's run our program again. And then let's pass the value for b as 0. So we get a 0 division error. To solve this problem, we can write another except 0 division error. In the next line, simply print denominator cannot be 0. Now let's run our program. Now let's pass the value for b as 0. So we get this message, denominator cannot be 0. So we use try and except block to handle exceptions that are raised in our programs. As a programmer, you should always anticipate these exceptions and handle them properly. Hey, I just wanted to make a quick announcement. In case you haven't seen my website yet, head over to dioncardoza.com. It is my coding school where you can find plenty of courses. I will soon be publishing a Python course that goes way beyond this course on YouTube. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned a lot. Please support my hard work by liking this video and sharing it with others. And also be sure to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you soon.